Welcome to another segment of How to Be a Person, Life Skills for Young Adults. This month we're tackling budgeting, financial budgeting. It's very important that what income you're bringing in, that your expenses are not exceeding the income that you have coming in. And we'll talk a little bit about how you can do a budget to see where your expenses are going and where you might have to make changes in your life to live within your means. The first thing when moving out of the house, or if you're going to college and still living at home, is opening up a bank account that has a checking account that is with a debit card, as well as think about opening up a credit card account. When you open up a credit card account, that starts your credit rating, like your FICO score. When you hear about whether you've got bad credit or good credit, credit cards will look at how you spend your money, how you pay your bills, and that's how you start building your credit history. But when you open up a credit card account, remember that whenever you use it, that you use it only to pay it off the next month. Don't use a credit card like cash, because credit cards charge interest, and especially when you're first starting out, interest will be high on those credit cards. For example, if you have $100 balance, you don't pay that, you pay the minimum of, let's say, $5. Your interest, let's say it's 10%, that $100, they will charge you $10 interest when you don't pay off the entire balance. So even if you paid $5, you're still gonna have $5 more tacked on to that $100 balance. So credit cards should only be used for emergencies, if you want to do online purchases, and they always should be thought of as something you're going to pay off the next month. Do not carry balances on your credit card. You end up just spending more money. And that will also raise your credit rating. If you pay those bills off each month, the better your credit rating, the lower your interest rates, and the easier it is for you to get loans in the future. So don't mess around with credit cards. Use them only for emergencies and when you can pay them off each month. Second, with your debit card, you'll want to have some online banking resources. So make sure when you sign up with a bank that you are able to do some online banking. That is the easiest way to do it. So let's get started on how we would do a monthly budget. I myself do a monthly budget at home. It's very simplistic. I just have a notebook. I write down how much money I'm going to receive each month in our paychecks. I deduct all my bills, and I deduct what I'm going to put into savings, and that gives me what I have left to spend for the rest of the month. And we'll go over that a little bit about how much you need to be spending, how much you need to be spending on necessities, and how much you need to be spending on extra things in the month. So a good rule to start with is start up a budget either with a spreadsheet. You could use online tools like a budgeting app. My son uses the budgeting app Mint. There's other ones out there, but Mint is great because it gives you reminders for when bills are ready to be paid or a bill is coming up, as well as it tells you if you're spending a little bit more in areas that you weren't normally spending in. And this is also the tax company, so he's been using this for years, so I recommend Mint as an online app for budgeting. But there's others out there, so look around, see which ones have good ratings and are trustworthy, and those will be great tools for you to stay on budget during the month. Now, to make a budget, what you want to do is think of a ratio that a lot of financial planners use, and that is the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of the money that goes out from your income should be on necessities. And necessities are like rent, groceries, electricity, any kind of gas, sewer, those bills that are going to be there every month, and that they are basically what you need to survive. You need a roof over your head, you need to be staying warm, you need to have water, and you need to eat food. So 50% of the income that you have going out should be on the necessities each month. The 30% is the extra bills that you'll have, and those might be cell phone, your cable bill, your car insurance, your gas for your cars. And why those are not necessities is you can survive without a car. You can survive without Wi-Fi and cable. You can survive without a cell phone. I don't know how, but you can. So those are considered the 30%, the not so necessary bills and income that goes out, or expenses that go out each month. And then 20% is left for savings. And that seems like a lot, but and that's where you can maybe be flexible, but I highly recommend that anyone put away some savings each month, because you just don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Your car breaks down. You want to go on a trip with friends. Something has happened and you need to purchase a new phone, or you need to purchase a new laptop. It's always great to have some savings that you can fall back on, so that you don't have to use your credit card and then end up having to pay extra interest on items. And that's just money going out the window. When you pay interest, that is just money going to the bank or to the credit card company. So 20%, if you can, each month into a savings account. And I have done a little pretend person. We're going to call him Harry, maybe like Harry Potter. And we're going to talk about Harry's monthly expenses. So Harry, we're going to say, is a college student. And he is living with roommates because rent is expensive. So a great way to save on rent is to have roommates. So right now, Harry has a job that's not full-time. He works 30 hours a week at minimum wage in Oregon, in an urban area or a city like Lebanon, where you are looking at about $12 an hour. So after the government and the state take their taxes out of your paycheck, or out of Harry's paycheck, he has $11,160 left to pay for his bills, entertainment and fun, etc. So 50% is what we're going to look at first. Remember the 50, 30, 20. So 50% he goes to rent, which is $300 a month. His groceries, he averages about $200 a month. Electricity, he pays $34 because he divides it up with his roommates. He has 2 roommates, and he has a gas bill of $40. And that comes very close to the 50% that he needs to spend each month on necessities. Next is his 30% category, his not so necessary expenses. So he has a cell phone bill of about $75, a cable bill of $50 so that he can have Wi-Fi, a car insurance because he does have a car and it's a hand-me-down, so he doesn't have a car payment, but he needs insurance. Everybody has to have insurance when you have a car. It is the law. And then gas to get him around in that car. The one thing that Harry does not have to pay for, which is fortunate right now with the ACA healthcare system, children up to 26 years of age can stay on their parents' healthcare insurance. So right now, Harry, we're going to say he's about 21 years old. He's going to college, working part-time, living out from home. He does not have to pay for healthcare right now. So that is not included in his monthly budget, which if it was, it would eat up a lot of his monthly budget. So he doesn't have healthcare to pay for. So those somewhat necessary expenses make up close to 30% of what he needs to go out each month in expenses. And then he saves $150 a month, which is not quite 20%, but that's the best that he can do right now. And I think saving $150 a month working part-time at minimum wage is a great goal. And sometimes that's not always going to be the goal because things happen. If you can only eke out $25 a month, then that is great. Anything that you can put into savings is very important for that rainy day fund. So when he has his expenses totaled up, his $1,160 a month that he gets from his job, minus the $984 for all his expenses, that's like groceries, everything, he ends up with $176 left that we could consider that fun money. That's if you want to get a new pair of shoes, or you want to go out with friends, or you want to buy a great rug for your apartment. you have $176 a month that you can use for those expenses. If you want to save more, you can, and that actually adds up to about $44 a week, which I think for a college student with your groceries already paid, that's a pretty good amount of money, just as pocket money. So that being said, that is one of the ways that you can budget each month, is keeping that 50-30-20 ratio against your income, and that will keep you comfortable. It should be able to give you some fun money as well, but it's a great way to follow keeping in a budget. So I have also wanted to recommend that we also have books here at the library that help with investments, learning about finance and budgeting, and just some more money books. So those are also resources that we have here at the library for you to figure out how to budget and just to learn a little bit more about the financial world. So again, let's reiterate what we're talking about this month: budgeting. Have a budget, whether it's online using an online app, or just like me, a spiral notebook where I write down what's coming in and I write down what's going out, just so you always know that you are living within your means. That is the most important thing. You want to be able to not be spending more than what is coming in each month. And then that way you're also able to see where your money's going and where you might need to tighten up. Because the most important thing is to live within your means and not to live beyond them. And that will get you really far as you head into adulthood and financial responsibilities later in life. Thanks again for joining me, and we will see you again next month with another How to Be a Person Life Skills for Young Adults. Thanks for joining me.